All right, today we're going to start with this dissection of the consequences and benefits, if any, of being in a Psy-op. A Psy-op is detectable, as Chase Hughes tells us, by one symptom. Someone needs to be silenced. So they'll be silenced, they'll be vilified, and then anyone who agrees with them too, right? If a person is psyoped, meaning their perception of reality is engineered, manipulated, or hijacked, they are not merely confused, they are redirected. And the consequences ripple through every layer of existence. Number one, most important as far as I'm concerned, and this is what I've always been screaming long before I made the query, if a person is psyoped, living a lie, what are the consequences? Destiny is derailed. Destiny requires agency, your ability to perceive truth and choose actions aligned with you, who you really are. The first thing I think when a person is believing a lie is what lie are they telling that sets them up to believe this lie? What investigation are they neglecting? Just because I like to pay attention to all the chess moves for every road, because that makes me very sharp, right? What are they hiding? What are they hiding from themselves? What are they unable to face? What are they unable to overcome? What have they become, right? That's why you and I, we're seekers. We don't believe, we haven't arrived at any conclusion. We're simply in search. A person living inside of a constructed lie walks a path designed by someone else, uses their energy to fulfill another's agenda, not their own, misses the doors that were meant only for them, thinks their limitations are real, so never reaches their designed potential. A psyoped individual becomes a pawn, not a protagonist. There is no greater theft than the theft of destiny. Those of you who have not had your destiny robbed from you, remember, flow state to flow state productivity. In our day, we do their week. And our week, we're a month and ahead of them. This is the A team, or is it the B team? Both of those squads get it done, right? Truth can't fulfill where truth is not allowed. Truth is not an opinion. It's a frequency. When a person adopts false narratives, their life cannot synchronize with higher opportunities. I'm going to read that again. When a person adopts false narratives, their life cannot synchronize with higher opportunities. So true, so true. Old schoolers are going to recognize the fact that you've been duped. You're in a situation that you should not be in. And you fail to demonstrate the strength to do what needs to be done. The inner compass malfunctions. They block their own guidance, intuition, and synchronicities. They block their own guidance, intuition, and synchronicities. If you want superpowered intuition that's developed alone in much time in nature, I'm talking years, really. It's worth it. It's way more worth it than a college education. And then there's the consequences of having that is shit. You can't, now that you understand this so well, now that your intuition's so high, you're gonna let all these people just fall. You know what the consequences are. Your roots, as Jung says, do go all the way down to hell. And it's that taproot that gets you, that galvanizes you, that is your reason, is your reference point to why you're pedaling so hard in the direction of the polar goodness. They lose discernment. It's crazy. Once you live a lie, fuck, you're in a cycle. You're probably telling lies every day. You're probably saying so much stuff that's not true. Someone like me is going to be like, look at the mouth service provided by that one. Yowzers. What do you think that mouth service is worth? Who would ever want to live that way? Why live a lie when you can live the truth and have true power and true destiny and true ability and true dexterousness and true longevity? And in the end, lie people just make castles made of sand, constructs of bullshit that they gotta sit there and maintain, and they suck their life away. They donate their souls. So you have a dynamic, free will based creation to overcome. They drifted, as Napoleon Hill says. Outwitting the devil is a prerequisite with speaking with me. If you want to do a Zoom call, the first one is free. But you must read Outwitting the Devil before it goes down. You know, I want to just make sure that I'm addressing, that I'm helping you get, I'm a G to F guy. That's what it is. You know what I mean? I'm not an A to B to C to E to F to G guy. I could be for the right person, but the right evil can rob us of all kinds of things, can't it? That's why I want to do my part to convince you to be true, to live true, to do the right things, to do good things. I don't make any evil schemes. I don't deceive people. I will never be a fucking deceiver. I can't stand a deceiver. I run an A team and a B team and a C team and a D team, all the way to the G team and the F team, right? And this is a natural world where you gotta have all your natural bases covered or you're gonna be prey. That doesn't mean you can't be this all-lifting human of higher consciousness that looks out for people in the worst of ways and then can't pry them off with the pry bar, because if you help somebody make that type of extreme matrix jump, you're their Morpheus for life. And again, I just want to entice you, honestly, because why would you live that other bullshit where you're just sitting back like proud of the people you've deceived and the bullshit life you've gotten away with living off of bullshit activity in some fucking fucked up comfort zone that makes you look like a crackhead in a medical smock when we're all valiant, young, excellent health, are not made by health professionals, by the way. The statistics there is incredible, you know? Vision quest, intuition, ladies and gentlemen. They cannot live a good life. A good life requires alignments, thoughts, actions, relationships pointing in the same direction. But when someone is psyoped, their emotions conflict with their actions. Their thoughts are borrowed, not self-authored. Their dreams are pre-installed by propaganda, not by soul. They feel empty even when they succeed. There is no peace in a life that does not belong to you. Focus on your freedom. Your focus is your freedom. Your focus on not doing what they're doing and doing what those winners over there are doing. Getting with them, you're going to be the sum of the 5 people that you're around, no doubt about it. All these little molecules and things, everything is contagious, man. You've got to break away. You've got to do what needs to be done, period. You can't be scared. You can't be weak. I'm going to even say, not only do you not live a good, these bullet points, but the worst of the Psyop will have you trusting every not trustworthy person, falling into every pitfall. Not trusting every trustworthy person, missing every opportunity as covered before, you know, and will have you finding more abusive. The statistics are in, the results are in. Heavily psyop people go find a new psyop. They've been trauma bonded and abused so badly, they need a psyop, they need the abuse. There's people out here addicted to abuse. You're gonna be addicted to something, may I recommend the learning and the sports and the athletics and nature, because it resets you, it heals you, and you pay deep attention to nature to understand everything better. Stand on the shoulders of giants. I just quoted Einstein, now I'm quoting Newton. To see further. Your thoughts are borrowed, not self-authored. You're inauthentic. People will read it. Authentic people will read it. Their dreams are pre-installed by propaganda, not by soul. You'll go against your own soul because of the propaganda when you're Psyop. There's no peace in a life that does not belong to you. The spirit suffers the most. When forced to live in contradiction, the soul becomes exhausted. The person feels undefined, anxious, or numb. Their creative force collapses. How do you align with the creator when your creative force collapses? You little psyopers out there that lie to everyone in your family or lie to municipalities or beyond, parent to president, lie to your kids. A lie is spiritual poison. It kills not instantly but relentlessly. The creative creative forces collapse. That's heartbreaking to read. They experience spiritual starvation, and they get used to it, and they need it. They become vampiric like that. They want to dominate. They want to control. They want to deceive. They want to do drama. They want to do destruction. They want to dominate the attention. You know, they got to act out, be a victim, have a problem that they invented. They're now a product. They're the number one. The Matrix has won. They downloaded what was intended for them to be a sucker, to be a slave mind. And they will fight, just like the Matrix says in the red dress scene. They will fight for the system that fucked them over. The effects on others. The Psyop person becomes a repeater of lies, a blind agent of someone else's intentions. Flying monkey, a transmitter of confusion, part of the problem, liability, not asset, a saboteur of truth carriers. It's true. If you live the lie too long, you will hate anyone telling the truth about anything. You want to shoot them in the neck. You'll celebrate it. I can see a Psyop from a mile away. The minute I seen it on Tough Guy Legends from my whole cowboy Albuquerque 90s, toughest town, toughest era, and the whole, most Spartan. That's why they attacked us. The social engineers could tell, oh, look at these half cowboy, half Native American Billy the Kid spawns. Ooh, we better watch out for them. And they own the big eye. One person's mind is captured, the infection spread. Oh, doesn't happen. That's why you can't have weak people. That's why you have to have a rite of passage. That's why you're not leading a family unless you got a serious discipline, edge, inner will, character building thing going on like Customato had for Mike Tyson and the other boys that were there. The final consequence, the person living the lie forfeits. And let me read this. They don't just fall, they cause others to fall with them. They're a builder of the very prison that they live in while they sabotage other truth carriers. Because it's all out there. It's just a matter of what access level you have to everything, to understanding everything in the cosmos. You got to understand that. What's there elementally, ideologically, theoretically, all that, it's there. It's not yours. Your responsibility is to put action to the idea. Now there's something valuable because you built it, you made it happen. You did it. If you're not doing art or science, which are the same thing anyway, you're not doing anything. You're just fucking jerking yourself off with some bullshit. The final consequence, a person living a lie forfeits their mission, their authenticity, their relationships, the authentic ones, the only ones that matter, their courage, their wisdom, the spiritual inheritance. They exist, but they do not live. They move through time, but never move into purpose. They don't have the adventure that you're watching right here on the Schematics. that you just can't believe you're a part of. I'm like shaking you through the TV screen. I'm ripping you from the reality that's not real. It's a Psyop. But if you want to move through time with purpose, with a divine light and frequency behind you, tapping you on the shoulder, left and right, and saying, ooh, yeah, now you're in the power groove. There's not many. We appreciate you too. Right? Be great. Do it. Be your best. We're winners. We just want to see you win. Get away from the losers that just want to see you lose. Of course, they're not telling you that. They're not saying, hey, man, I want to fuck you up in every way I can. They're saying some bullshit with that smile. Acting like they're your friend. The antidote, the truth is not comfortable. It's not safe. It's not socially approved. The magic that you need is in the work that you don't want to do. The truth is the threshold to real love, real power, real destiny, real freedom. Man, let me tell you, I'm the real. They started me in a box. I'm not gonna be slave to nobody. I'm not gonna. If people are running with me, they want to be running with me. Trust me. We'll probably take a bullet for each other. It's not. I don't even want to be next to you. And you've read not just Napoleon Hill, but a whole bunch of other things. And you've done not just a gym session, but a whole bunch of other things, and maybe gone out into the jungle with me, right? We really build that for. True. The truth is, you got one life to live. This is a holodeck training module for your soul, which is real. Take good care of it. In fact, cultivate. Do the really rare thing that everyone's been distracted, deceived, and dramaed off of, right? Damaged by the separation from their true destiny. That's what we're talking about, right? I need you. We need you. There's a wave of us, really truly valiant, polar opposite players in this game of life that care enough, that see what's really going on, that have a relationship with nature, which means empathy, likely the same thing, intuition as well. These are capabilities and importances that make you a spirit being, that make you a powerful being and powerful for others, and true, most important. I don't want 5 million followers on Facebook that are all fake, stupid, TikTok watching Psy-op people. I want free minds. And then I want to nurture them and cultivate with them, and iron sharpens iron. I need them as much as they need me. I'm your fellow journeyman. When we run into the foxhole, we all better be that best version, or this fucking mission is fucked. This mission of being the most valiant thing they ever saw for this epoch, and you get your wings in stage 2. You take on these grand evils, and you at least go swinging, and you stay authentic, and you don't need to fall to this other stuff. Maybe it's okay a little bit to do that. I completely understand how Candace Owens and some other Tates and all these other people, they have very true, valuable things to say, but they say it in brutal, dramatic, controversial ways to get the clicks and to grow their audience and to be able to communicate the beautiful things they have to say to a larger audience. And unfortunately, controversy and all that kind of thing brings that until you leave that Psyop structure pattern and you start to go on a search, a seeking. We're always seeking. Our positions are always open. We haven't concluded anything. We don't believe anything. We don't know anything. We're in search. We are using this one life test, holodeck. True colors are coming out in it. And our true colors are going to be that we're students of nature, students of the cosmos, students of the grand spirit. You know what I mean? We realize truths such as the name Jesus Christ holds weight. It seems to work in actual application. It is the way that you can communicate. Can you have faith in this humble man who hung out with the hookers and did a little bit of carpentry and every kind of thing? Maybe somebody, no, You just want to be good. You want to follow the Lord. I want to be proud of myself and following those footsteps. Even if, let's just say, the Christ conspiracy made them up. All this crazy, divine, insane stuff that goes in, so, right? Was just made up. Well, so many people have invested in that, under that title, that now it really holds power no matter what. So you can take a lie even as long as you overcome it and you focus on what's right and what's true through the grand experiment of life. That's why you're here. That's obviously part of the deal. Are you going to live it, or are you just going to have this comfort zone, stuck with the abuser chapter, stuck in the Psyop chapter, slave wheel, spinning that gerbil wheel, you know what I mean, and never doing some of the more hardcore things? Let me tell you the truth. Let me tell you the master key to this all real fast, and then we'll finish this out, okay? Honor, honorable, valance, value, honesty, valiant. Honor isn't an old idea. It's the ultimate cheat code for life. When you operate with honor, you unlock doors nobody else can see. Honor makes people trust you when they barely know you. Why would that? You don't want to do that. You don't want to do that. I'm just chiming in real quick, but they will know you infinitely if you're super, hyper honorable, another polar positive warrior, polar side of the spectrum, channeling that insanely positive energy, learning about how, whoa, man, this is crazy, being tapped by the other side to find articles published that minute, being tapped several other ways, right? Because the world is starved. Oh, okay. It turns whispers into invitations. Honor turns whispers into invitations. Opportunities into alliances, and struggle into strength. Because the world is starving for something real, and honor is the one thing you can't fake, borrow, or buy. It's a signal. It's a beacon that tells the right people who you are. Honor doesn't give you a reputation, it gives you a destiny. When you walk with honor, the universe clears the path. Opportunities don't just come, they chase you. Over a long enough timeline, you're gonna get what you deserve. Hold on, keep doing the right thing, stay true to the end. Show up when you don't get results. Show up when the results are negative, but you know you're doing the right thing, and you continue to journey against the storm, against the wind. The journey is the destination, my friends. Get yourself one. That's also known as adventure. That's also known as extreme learning. That's also been shown in scientific study to be the largest enhancer of brain and IQ and all that, right? Adaptation is the greatest measure of intelligence. Einstein again, boom. So if we just jump around and we can adapt to new cultures and new constructs and new situations and adapt to them, not with this colonial attitude that has been just a fuck over everywhere it's ever gone in the end, right? Provision of capitalism is not dependent on colonialism. All of these cultures seem to have a fairer trade and a friendlier culture, a higher morality in so many different cases, honestly. But listen, no doubt about it, hold your people true to you. And the best way you can communicate to them that you care about them, and to above, that you're thankful for this beautiful experience, and you're thankful for their beautiful experiences, is to be your best version. That means out of the Psyop. Who are strong, honorable, valiant, valuable. asset, not a liability. On the polar good end of the spectrum, nowhere near. Nothing from the negative spectrum is produced by you. Nothing. Our commitment is that grand. That's what separates us above. That inner will, destiny, living of truth. Not many people can do. If you are one of the small few, let me just tell you, salute. Let me finish this session with a prayer. In the name of Jesus Christ, I humbly pray that we can take this message forward, that we can care about people enough to try to give them a nudge, and it will be 1,000 nudges later that they will see the truth. But we must live in the truth and brightly and loudly, not judgmentally, and not in conflict by control freaks that would see us do less so that they can do more. We will be true winners to the core. That means we just want to see everybody win. I love you. I say these things in the name of Jesus Christ, and I will move forward doing my best to be aligned with this heavenly, blessed, producer of blessing, tree of life, enhancer of life, not destroyer, not dramatizer, not deceptioner, helping everything I get with or I need to get with something else. Win-win-win situations are the only ones for the winner. Amen.